the fact that we have Ronald here on the call for our team is a great honor, and I really appreciate his time. But I do appreciate everyone on the call for joining us, especially those who are joining us in the wee hours of the morning. But hopefully this will be of great value to both the team and also to Ronald as he, does his best to bring out the latest and greatest technology that the company is looking to provide. And I think it'll be a great feedback as well, hopefully through this call. But just wanted to thank him for joining us. I know he's working hard with his team to prepare for the May 12th event. So first of all, I just wanted to introduce Ronald Aai. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Ronald Aai.
Aai. There you go. I apologize. Yep. Ronald Aai. The introduction that we've been provided by Matthew, Ronald, is the fact that you are a serial entrepreneur. Started your first networking site at the age of 15.
Yeah.
You've worked for companies as large as Nokia and Samsung, and also I think the National Defense as well. So I know you've been around the block in technology and recently ventured into the crypto space with your new company Beta Systems, which has been called the 4th generation blockchain. So maybe I'd like to have that serve as your quick introduction, and maybe you can share a little bit more about yourself in terms of your background and your role specifically with CloudToken, with the CloudToken project, and how that came about.
Yeah. So actually, what happened was I had this company in Shenzhen. We actually built a mobile VM layer to replace Java. So we had that business for about 7 years, and we were landed to about close to about 100 million phones around the world, mostly Indonesia, Africa, a lot of parts in the Latin America. And this business was sold to a Singapore company, listed company called The Cloud. And I was actually moved from Shenzhen to Singapore. So that was about 4 years ago. And from that itself, we actually dabbled a lot with payment gateways to actually build the next payment infrastructure. When that project completed, I bought out my entire team to form another company, which I had previously with the CEO then in my old company, and we actually started the blockchain platform development. And during the first 1.5 years, we had a lot of development, especially on how to integrate the Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 3s. So that's where our Gen 4 came about. So we had a very good chance when we actually met Mr. Zhao from WBF, and he was very interested in our tech and offered us a free slot in WBF events. So that's our first meeting with Mr. Zhao sometime in mid of 17, I think. So from there onwards, we were introduced with a lot of projects from Mr. Zhao, and also at, around I think mid 2018, we were introduced to the CloudToken team to actually build something which is real for the market. At the time itself, the wallet this industry was full of plus clones. And we were talking to the cloud team to create something really different and something that works and really, really works. Okay. And part of the mandate of what we need to build is a fully decentralized wallet whereby the users will keep all the assets on their own end. We are working on a part whereby the trading can be done this way as well, but we have ideas of how it can be done, but we have not fully implemented it yet because the business model does not really fit into how cloud would survive if we would actually do it this way. Okay, the reason a lot of things are not pushed out in the beginning portion to make it fully decentralized is not because we cannot do it. It doesn't really make sense for the project to actually expand in that manner. We are not an ICO. Okay, that's why members could not just come in and start buying the CTO tokens. Right? There's no way you can buy it. You can only earn it. Right? So we are not an ICO in the first place. We are a project to disrupt payment systems through wallets. Okay, so that's where we had this crazy ideas on, number one, how to actually build communities out from this wallet itself, how third-party APIs and applications can actually plug in. Okay, then members itself can actually join and get benefits from all these third-party plugins. So we're actually working on all of this. You really hear that? Hello?
Yes, I hear that, Ronald. Alvin,
yeah, we can still hear you.
Ask a second question.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions?
Hi, Alvin. Okay, maybe Alvin. Okay. Hi, Ronald. This is Simon. So, thank you so much for your introduction. Yeah. And just want to have more clear about what is the relationship between BitBeta and CloudToken? Okay.
I am actually the appointed CTO for BitBeta, right? But I don't really own BitBeta. Okay. I own a company called YFC, which is based in Singapore. Okay. And BitBeta is owned by some guys from WBF. Okay. That they are the technology arm for WBF, but they don't have any suitable tech person. So I was put in charge in that position to help them build their tech. So that's why you see my name plastered a lot in BitBeta.
Okay, I see. So, but you was like one of the co-founder that create BitBeta with Shen Zhao and WBF, right?
The technology that is actually behind BitBeta, BBS, was from our 1.5 years research called Aura.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I see.
Yeah, Aura was designed to be mobile based because we are all mobile guys. We came up from the mobile, the SoC backend, the platforms, right? So we have a lot of patents surrounding all these mobile developments. So that's why the whole chain architecture is usually based on this.
Yeah. Awesome. Alvin, are you back? Okay. So the next question is, well, you mentioned about BitBeta. Yeah. So So now CloudToken is running on Bitbeta mainnet. Is that right, Ronald?
Yeah, the tokens itself is like this. Okay, it's partly ERC20 if you were to send it out. Okay, but internally it uses the BBS model, like Lightning Network, right? So you have tons of transactions. Only when somebody's trying to realize it, it actually gets sent out and written on the public chain. The rest of the Ethereums or Bitcoins or whatever is all on their own their private their own mainnets. Okay, all we did was just an atomic swap through our BBS platform. Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Are we losing you a little bit, Ronald?
Oh.
Okay. Sorry, Ronald, can you still hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. So we noticed that just in the last 5 months, we've seen a lot of updates recently, including the active live feed that's been implemented into the app. Can you share with us maybe some of the most high priority updates that we can expect between now and the launch of May 12th?
Oh, okay.
And then maybe some of the long-term updates that we can expect that are part of the roadmap after the launch, if that's okay.
Yeah. The main idea is actually to build a payment network. Okay. But unlike how PundiX and the rest of the disruptive players are playing in this market, we want to actually blend in with the traditional markets. All right. So that's where you can actually see our solutions itself, or if you will check on my company, SQ2, right? We are actually, we dabble with payment cards as well. And we have been in the payment card space for quite some time. We are the tier 3s and tier 1s. Tier 3 for MasterCard and Visa, and tier 1 for UnionPay. So the tiers basically just means that either we can brand the cards or we actually own a payment switch. Okay, so what does it mean by if we own the payment switch? When you swipe your card at a store, okay, that signal gets sent to the MasterCard network, which will then look at the BIN number, which is the 6 numbers, and it will then say that, okay, this belongs to who? It will actually go to our payment switch, and we will say that whether this transaction can be approved or not. Okay, so once we have this, hello, can you guys hear me?
We can still hear you, yes.
All right, great. So we can then say whether we approve this transaction or not. If we say yes, we have to do the settlement with the supporting bank. All right. So now, when you look at this way, right, whatever is underlying my assets, it can be anything. So our payment gateway or payment switch towards the user's account, it can be, I'm not supposed to say, but it can be anything like gold, diamond, rice, or whatever. All right. It doesn't need to be something like fiat. It can be anything at all, as long as us as the payment gateway honors it.
Okay.
You guys get what I mean? So we are trying to build a payment infrastructure in this way so that we can actually glue the new world and the old world together and fuse them in such a way that it just blends into your daily lives, just like how WeChat actually did it in China. All right, just simple phone, scan the QR, and you pay. You link it up with your bank account, you transfer money in there. So it's no different than you doing what you're doing now in cloud. You take your Ethereum, put it into the wallet. You can then use your phone to actually pay for a bus ride or anything else. All I need to be is just EMB compliant. right? So EMV is a standard for the payment, traditional payment infrastructure now. Okay.
So it sounds like the whole idea is to increase that adoption of the use of cryptocurrency by building out this payment gateway that has multiple applications and multiple reaches and potentially different use cases from the sound of it. And you're looking to be more like a WeChat Pay, an Alipay, a PayPal, or like the next generation of that. So is that accurate? Is that accurate to say? Okay.
Part of the business is to scale the wallet towards this direction. Yeah. Okay. Of course, underlying the partners, for example, if you're in Asia, we would partner with people like Grab, partner with people like, Deliveroo and all those guys, right? So from the wallet itself, you are able to actually get discounts and stuff like that. So that's only one part of it. We are able to work with OTAs, so we can help you get your flights and stuff, everything through the wallet itself. So that's like a WeChat super app, whereby you can do most of your payment through it. So that's the basic idea.
Okay. Thank you. We've all been, a lot of us are very familiar with the concept of a decentralized wallet, and if maybe you could share some of your insights as to how CloudToken defines the concept of decentralized wallet, and maybe speak about how the private keys will come into play with this wallet.
Okay, great. Basically, there are two ways of looking at it. In my version of decentralized, it needs to play well with others. So, for example, if there's another wallet out there like Mycelium, you should be able to use Mycelium with cloud. That is how interconnectivity and decentralized wallet should be supporting each other, because we all follow the same standard. We read from the same place. Okay, and the only thing that connects to each other is the key that's generated from the phone itself, right? In this case, we are able to also let you generate keys through a card. Okay, this is also one of the features that we are pushing out by May 12th. The features of the private keys will be out hopefully by this week. The mnemonics will also be out by this week as well, just to make it fully BIP compliant, so that you can actually port your account to other wallets that is BIP compliant. Okay, and also by May 12th itself, there are 4 new features that will be launched. The card feature that you guys saw in the video will be out. We will be actually giving cards away at the event itself, okay, which you can actually use this card for payments, or you can actually just use it to lock or to bind it with your accounts. And you can actually move accounts to other users, or to share or to sell this account to other users through selling the card. So the card is one. One of the other features that we actually got a lot of feedback from the users is sometimes sending the cryptos are very slow. Okay, it's because that on our platform itself, we set a minimal price for the mining fee. But in this version itself, we're going to give an option to the user to select whether you want it to be fast, average, or slow. Slow is the cheapest. Fast probably will be paying triple the price. So it can be done within like the next block, right? So there'll be an option to let you choose how fast you want the transaction to be. Okay. The other feature probably will be more on the payment of using CTO to pay for stuffs like a POS. This you can actually try out. The participants during the Maycraft event is able to try it out in the hotel or the areas, and there are also services that is popping up during those events. We are working with licensed money changers to let you actually change local currency through your CTO. Okay, so there are many more coming up. That's why our team has been working like crazy hours, 20-hour days, some 18-hour days. We were here since like 2 days ago. We have not gone back actually, just to get things out. So hopefully we can get everything ready by then. It's going to be we try to make it a great event with a launchable app that everybody can start trying out on their own. The payment option for CTO is really not like the Pundi X system whereby you need a POS machine. It's totally like the WeChat system whereby you can just use your phone as a POS terminal. All right, it's totally entirely up to the buyer and the seller to agree on what and how things should be.
Wow. Well, thank you. No, we definitely appreciate the work that we see happening. We know that there are constant updates. There's been, I think, 5 versions since we got involved exactly about a month ago, since we started testing the wallet. So
we need more feedback from you guys. So that's why we're actually launching another feature, which we already have, but we don't think that it's still quite well because of the feedback. You see me type a lot of stuff, right? We're actually putting up more community features. It's like a chat system where we're adding in there, plus a TikTok kind of a service to be in the system as well. But all these are all third-party plugins that is aside from the wallet. Okay, you can choose to add on, or you can choose not to add it on.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of us have seen some of the other features that are sort of there that are coming soon. So it's definitely exciting times. Now on to the next question. Just wanted to see how much insight you can provide behind the actual AI trading software that your team is developing, because we've heard different things in terms of, we've heard things like API integration with 38 of the major exchanges, a VIP version for the software that will enable people to use it on their personal exchange accounts directly. We've heard the concept of Varoom, the concept of high frequency trading with triangle arbitrage across multiple pairs. And I think you shared with me that the software is approximately 60% AI with about 40% human intervention or monitoring to make sure that the risk is always minimized. Can you share a little bit about the risk tolerance and, the way you've designed the actual trading software that's allowing members to get paid simply for holding their cryptocurrency within the wallet?
Okay. Trading crypto is really different than the Forex. Okay. And also with stocks. Because Forex and stocks, you normally look at the value. But in crypto itself, especially only for the major cryptos, right, which we support on the platform, you actually look at the quantity. So when we actually design the strategy for the bot itself, it's actually focused on increasing the quantity instead of waiting for the lowest price, buying and then selling it at a higher price. It actually gains quantity as well because you gain value, but the value moves up and down. Okay. But the quantity itself is always stagnant unless you actually move it into or a crypto. Let's say, for example, if we move it to USDT, it's always stagnant at about $1 something. And when the crypto goes up or down, you actually lose or gain volume. The quantity of crypto. Don't care whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum. It goes up or down because you have a stable element there. So that is why when we look at the market itself, you have to find some sort of a strategy that can actually predict or can predict the quantity gain. Okay, if you were to do this long HODL, the quantity gain if you were to sell it now, things like that. So basically, the Jarvis bot with the room itself does this. Do I make sense?
Yeah, because from my understanding on what you shared, it's a combination or a hybrid type of software where it's doing technical analysis first and foremost, and then when it's trending, as long as it remains profitable, it's going to continue to do that. But the minute it senses that it's
actually when
less
it's not
profitable,
trending, let's say when it's not trending, right? So for example, if you look at Ethereum itself, so Ethereum prices, right? Normally, or you can say that the price variance or tolerance is not very high. You're only talking about $1 or $2, okay? But if you look at coin market cap, right, you will have a very different price somewhere, all right? That is where our arbitrage engine will kick in.
Okay. So the way it's been explained to me in layman's terms is the fact that you have the traditional trend analysis or technical analysis, and if it starts to trend in the wrong direction, as opposed to continuing along that path, the arbitrage portion of the software kicks in to mitigate the risk and maintain. Okay.
So because arbitrage itself, if you were to do it too often, one side will have too much coins and the other side will have less.
Okay.
So we are actually playing this game whereby we are maintaining the supply and the demand.
Okay. And I assume that's you feel, or your belief is that this strategy is a lot better strategy long term in terms of sustainability for the type of project that we're involved with. And I'm not sure how familiar you are with the other competitors in the space, but
but the thing is, the bots itself using both of these strategies will only give us up to about 0.7 to 0.9% a day. There are still other things that we are doing in order to increase the daily earnings up to 1.5, 1.7. Okay, and some of these are coming up soon. Okay, other projects that will be revealed during the event itself.
Okay.
But to answer your question, no, arbitrage and technical analysis trading or the FAs, Forex analytics will not really give you a sustainable income. Okay, that it can sustain for a certain size of a pool, but when the pool gets too big, either you get less, okay, or it just won't work anymore.
Okay. No, I'm familiar with the Forex space and all of these different EAs, and I've heard of people over the last 10 years have bought 200 different EA experts. And like you mentioned, some of them do work for a short period of time, maybe, but the long term, too many factors involved, it doesn't make them sustainable long term. So, because I know one of the projects that we were familiar with, Plus Token, that their commitment was to continue allowing members to use their software once they hit a 10 million member mark, and then 2 years or after. So, but their strategy was to leverage that business model simply to get to the 10 million members and then introduce their additional products. Like, is there a finite timeline for the use of this software for this particular project that you're aware of?
Yeah, actually, that's why we are trying to introduce the VIP trading bots, okay, whereby it's much more sustainable that way. Instead of one account trading with all the assets and capital, okay, we are now doing it like a hive mind, where everybody can just go open up their own accounts everywhere else, and signals are sent to the bots, okay, to actually cohesively or in a cooperation mode to do certain trading strategies. So we're trying to do something like that in a longer run.
Okay. And I know you're on the tech side as opposed to the operations, but right now we're obviously getting paid out in cloud tokens from the pooling of crypto using the current Jarvis software. When you offer that second option of the VIP, where people use the software directly within their own exchanges, obviously members are going to get paid out in whatever respective cryptocurrency they're trading in. What would be the revenue model for that? Would it be sort of a leasing of the software that would pay out affiliate commissions? I know it's more of an operations question, but
yeah, actually, I had the same discussion with the operations team and the markets team as well, and we are still trying to figure this out at the moment. And the best option now is to actually for something like this, whereby instead of leasing out, whereby you are paying a monthly rent or something like that, or instead of us getting X percentage of your returns, okay, it's about we taking maybe you stake in a certain X amount of currency or CTOs or whatever, stake it in, and we will to use your CTO for a next project. Probably, maybe it will be, maybe it's a crypto ATM, for example. All right. So the crypto ATM itself would gain us X amount, while you are able to get your gains through our bot engine for Ethereum and things like that. All right. So we win and you win this way as well.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, these are not fix. It's just ideas that we are toying with. It's not really approved or anything yet. It's just a suggestion on some of the our members or our part to see whether it can work this way. We have not really thought anything concrete on that yet. Okay. But we have tested the script to actually enable a C2 member to actually run their own personal bots.
Okay. Wow. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Now, the other question that's highly technical, a lot of people on the team had, was the mechanism and the logic behind the algorithm associated with the cloud token price. We're thinking it's partly based on supply and demand as the membership grows, and then obviously the daily trading results and the number of members selling versus holding are you able to share some insight into how the cloud token price will behave?
It's circulation over the total asset for the reserve, and then you get a price.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not the total circulation, but it's the circulation that we have that was given out to the members and in our reserve pool. The reserve pool itself is actually what the board had earned for accumulative every 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours. It will actually do a performance check on itself. Okay. And every 6 and 8 hours itself, from the Jarvis pool, okay, new assets will be injected into respective exchanges, okay, and the bot itself will actually redistribute all of these assets for trading, and every 6 to 8 hours it will have a result, and the result itself will be gathered and sent into this reserve. Okay. So if the reserve pool has, let's say, for example, let's say 180,000, okay, today, and the withdrawal is less than that, so the price will go up.
Okay. I see. Okay. And there's a question in the chat that I just noticed. Is this reserve fund or this reserve pool available to be viewed on the actual blockchain?
Yes, you will be able to see that.
Okay. Perfect. That's always good to hear, because the more transparency, the better with the group that we have here. And
Okay,
awesome. Now, sorry, that just made my day. Sorry. Do you have an update on when live customer support for the app will be available? Because we have to be honest with you, those of us who are building teams, sort of during this infancy stage, customer support is not our strength. It's not something that we want to focus on. We prefer to, be the ones who are promoting and sharing the story of CloudToken with the world.
Yeah.
So any idea when customer support will come?
We are actually working this out. As you know that we are still in the beta stage. The chat features will be rolled out as soon as possible with the customer service interface. We are looking for CSs in either the Philippines or Malaysia, whereby English predominantly will be the key, and Chinese as well. So we're looking to build the CSs offices in these two places in the coming months. By May, the first set of the CS guys will be already ready, but they will be probably focused in China at the moment. Okay, they're only Chinese speaking, but then the Malaysian ones would come sometime mid to end of May. Then you will have the both English and Chinese speaking ones, and finally Philippines probably maybe in June or so. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Awesome. So
we are thinking of about maybe 15 to 20 seats, so that should be able to handle most of the tier 1, tier 3 problems. Yeah.
Okay. That's great. So the reinforcements are coming.
Okay, so I seen some of the chat saying that the app keeps saying no internet. Yeah, we are doing some upgrades. Please stay with me for a while. The engineers are beefing up the servers. We have seen a massive increase in access from the European side. So we are adding servers over there as well. We are adding a new service. We are adding more routes, okay, through Cloudflare, okay, to accelerate the entire network. Stay with us. Very sorry. that we had to do this in the very wee mornings, but we try to make it as fast as possible. Our engineers are working around the clock to get this done. Some parts of the world is okay, actually. I think we have seen people doing their trades, their deposits and things like that. So depending on which part of the world you are at.
Okay. Oh, that's great to hear. And we believe you, because we know there have been, for those of us who've been around for the last month, it's already better than what we saw when we started. And so we know that it's just a matter of time before it definitely starts improving. The whole user experience starts to improve as well. And once you have that customer support, then I'm confident that that will help as well. So thank you for all of your efforts. Now, within the wallet app, I know there are plans. We're wondering if there's plans to allow members to buy cloud tokens using their own crypto, or will it strictly be just over the counter between members for exchanging the cloud token itself?
Okay, I actually am against it. Number one is CTOs should not be able to be, bought from the company itself. Okay, from other members, it's totally up to the discretion of the member. It's just an OTC trade. But from the company's perspective, I believe the marketing team has plans to have a very limited sale during the launch. I think it's about 1 Ethereum worth or something like that.
Per member. Okay.
Yeah, per member. But each member can have unlimited accounts. So I told them, you shouldn't be doing that. A lot of people will be creating like thousands of accounts just to get all the CTOs. So they are thinking on how to address this before they actually push something out like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of the things that we are actually going to do is that from your wallet itself, in the next release, you're able to manage all your accounts in one wallet. So for example, you have 16 accounts, right? In a normal sense, you have to have 16 apps or 16 phones. But our wallet itself lets you handle all 16 accounts in one go. So that's what we're going to add in for you guys.
Wow. Okay. Well, I know certain people will be happy about that. Okay. The next question I had is, we have seen the live trading feature in the app. Can you explain what exactly we're seeing there in terms of
Okay.
when we see those trades?
Okay, it's a very funny story, right? So I was in China giving a talk to about 600 old guys, and I showed them the Jarvis is running at the back, and at that time Bitcoin was about 4,020, I think. So it was right at the moment, right on the stage itself. The bot started buying of some reason. It started buying a lot, and it was the price itself, because when you buy a lot, the price will normally dip a bit, right? So when it dipped, it turned negative, like 10 or something, 10%, and everybody's saying that, aren't you losing money? And I keep telling them that, you're looking at angle whereby if I sell, I would lose 10%, which you are right. But if you look at the point of value, the quantity that I have, I don't lose anything, right? So the number percentage over there makes not much difference to me. It's only to the bot itself to know when the number is in a very, minor state. We can actually look at arbitrage, because if I have a very low value here at some other exchanges, it might be in a higher value. So I could actually push my coins through to that particular exchange to actually sell it off. But the next crazy thing happened was I was there for the next 15 minutes, letting the bot run, and it shot up to 5,000 plus. And we made on stage like 380K just then. And we just converted everybody in the room. It was a very, very lucky fluke.
Okay. So that was the launch event in China a few weeks ago?
No, it was just a event in Changsha. So it's really one of those crazy moments.
Yeah.
But the bot actually caught the ride. We were using a very, very early version of Varoom, which worked like maybe 5% of the time. Right, because the data that we are getting in from Binance is actually very slow. What we needed was a very fast second base, but what Binance gave us was same data but per second. So we couldn't actually do our 3 points to know the inflection point. So what we did now, we actually modified a lot on the strategy, is to use multiple points, multiple APIs, multiple accounts to actually get that inflection point itself. Binance API really is not really helping us. Let's put it this way. So we actually have to overcome it. That is why we actually introduced, or we told the management, we told the CloudToken team that in order for us to work, we cannot trade using one account. We have to give every user the ability to trade on their own, which means that they have to create their own exchange accounts, okay? And we use the bot on behalf of them to trade for them, and then we can all make money this way. So that has already been told to the management. They are thinking about it, and we'll see how we can actually get it done.
Wow. Well, that's, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's greater control on the part of the individual member.
Yeah, as I say, when we actually first started doing CT, it's all about the members, because we are the members itself, all right? We want to have something which we feel safe to use ourselves.
Okay. Awesome. Now,
is Simon crying? He seems so happy.
Simon, yeah, he's always
happy. Yes, I'm happy. Thank you, Ronald. Yeah, so we use the bot and our exchange. Now we have full transparency. We will love your ID. Thank you, Ronald.
Yeah, but yeah, Simon was actually, I don't know, I believe he actually met you in person at the World Blockchain Forum event in January. So
yes, I was there in Shenzhen for the WBF event, Ronald. So maybe we didn't have too much time to talk, but I was talking with Matthew Shong a lot at your booth with the BitBeta booth. Yeah. I was there. Yeah. Oh, Ronald, one thing I just wondering, because basically me and Alvin connect to all the English community. So next time, if you have any like maintenance announcement, because sometimes our member cannot log in so to see the announcement, can we ask you to give us the announcement so that we can broadcast to our English community?
What I'll do is I will get a okay, let me see. You using a website or do you need the API? I can give you a JSON API where you can just pull directly from our list, so you can see all the latest announcements, like what you see on the phone.
That would be perfect. So you will be able to send to our email or?
No, it's just a link whereby you call it. I'll give you all the raw data.
Or maybe because Matthew will mention your website.
Come again. You're breaking up. I can't really hear.
So I think he's going to provide us with a link, Simon.
Probably maybe an atom link or RSS feed link or a JSON link. I can pass you those, which we can communicate later through Facebook or something. Okay. Yeah.
No, that would be great. We can definitely manage that and then share it with the team. I think Simon's just overexcited, so his I want to be mindful of the time, Ronald. Do you have a hard stop at any point? Do you have a few more minutes? Because I know there's a few more questions here.
No, not really. My next appointment is about 2, which is at the WBF office. So yeah, still should be okay.
Perfect. And,
all right. There are also some things that I need to share with the members. Okay. I know some of you guys have actually forgotten your passwords and things like that, right? So, however, there's no secure way to actually regain your password at the moment. Okay. The way that the Chinese has been doing it is by, number 1, providing a screenshot of the first transaction that you had. For example, let's say you use MetaMask, right? You send it to your Ethereum wallet in CT. You need that the screenshot, okay, and of course the card number, and the what the CS will do is to reset your account with a randomized password, which they will be sending to you. But we have found this way not to be too secure, okay? So that is why the upgrade that's coming the next round is there will be this automated process that you can do yourself.
Okay.
So at the moment, if you still need to get the password, it's only through this way.
Okay. No, actually, our team, nobody forgets their passwords, Ronald. Like our team.
But in China, it always happens. I mean,
we wish.
Yeah.
We wish. It's a classic user error, right? Where the challenge is somewhere between the is about 3 inches away from the keyboard normally. Okay.
Well, the next time you can use your card to actually unlock and to actually send tokens around. So no more forgetting password. Just don't lose the card.
I don't quite understand it because it's money involved here. You would think people would take better care of it, but it is what it is. So
well, if I think the bank CS would have otherwise to say. People always forget their 6-digit pins.
Yeah. So moving along, thank you. Within the app, as you know, a lot of the members of this team are looking not just to be, quote unquote investors and earning the daily rewards. They're looking to build an affiliate team, and we're wondering, do you know if they have plans to provide greater visibility beyond the level 3 statistics that we currently see?
Due to regulations, we are only able to provide 3 levels.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, until we get our MLM license, either in Australia, Singapore, you can't get it anyway. So we're trying to get that license. Once we have that, we're able to provide that more information. So we're working on it. So just 3 levels for now.
Okay.
But because we know that cloud is about team building, so we have actually added a lot of team building features, which we'll be launching sometime in June, July. Okay, whereby as a leader, you're able to create tasks, okay, for your downlines, and it'll be quite fun. You can actually create events participation events and things like that. So we are able to fully take control of the health kit APIs, either from Google or from Apple. So let's say, for example, you have a wristband, right? And you can actually set a task. For example, like, okay, everybody have to walk 10,000 steps for 10 days, all right, to achieve this special badge, okay, in my group. So you can set that task in, and everybody, those that actually accomplishes this task will actually get something from your members as well, from your team. Any team that actually hits a C2, you're able to recustomize the whole entire look and feel of your app itself. You can skin it, and the whole entire tree that's below you will actually change to that skin.
So would you call that like a form of gamification almost, or is it just?
Yeah, it's most of us, gamification, but it gives the group a sense of identity.
I see.
Yeah, and of course, a city has more plans on how to use this later on.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I know a few members of the team that will be looking to that. I think Luigi's on this call. I know he's definitely want to put his spin on that. Hey, Luigi.
Sorry, my mic was closed. Yes, I'll probably be there in the next week.
Good. Looking forward to see you.
All right. Now, what can we expect in terms of increasing the level of security access? Because I know that's a concern so far, and we've tried to tell people that, right now it's still in its infancy, but are we going to see two-factor authentication, a link to a cell phone, an email, or as we've already seen that there's a possibility of linking it to the chip on a credit card. So can you speak about that?
Okay. This is also due to one of the mandates that we put into building CT, which can all be found in the business proposal anyway. So basically, one of the things is to be anonymous. So we try not to get any users' information as much as we can. But for certain features like the payment card, where KYC is needed, we normally shoot that service out to a third party to actually handle that. And it's not recorded on our system in any way, okay? Because it's not needed by us, it's only needed by the banks and things like that. So in terms of security-wise, okay, we are only accepting ways whereby we will actually ensure your anonymity.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, and then I think that really goes towards the whole concept behind cryptocurrency in the first place. So I'm glad that you guys are thinking along those lines, and people will have the option for that level of anonymity. Okay.
Just a small questions, please. For the passwords, when somebody forgets their password, is there going to be a way of resetting your password?
Yeah, in the next soon, hopefully within tomorrow, okay, you will have this forget password feature there, whereby once you click on it, you will be given a mnemonics to remember. If you can't remember your mnemonics, I can't help you anymore.
Okay. I hope.
Wow. I guess there's advantage and disadvantage on that.
I hope everybody was listening to that. But, okay. Now, I think one of the last questions we have is will you be presenting at the launch event on May 12th in Bangkok? Because I know we have at least half a dozen members of the team who will be in attendance there on May the 12th. So we're curious if you'll be present, Ronald.
I'm still working on my schedule for that, but I have a slot to present, which is why I'm actually going to the WBF meeting at about 2 to discuss about this. The sad case and the good case is the contract between us and WBF will end of this month. So we're trying to renew the contract to actually get our involvement in. So we're seeing how that will be going. But it's just a regular contract update, so it shouldn't be much of a problem. And most probably I'll be there. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And when you say us and WBF, are you referring to CloudToken and WBF?
No, it's more on my company itself, which is SQ2 and WBF itself. Yes.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, but as far as you know if Sheng Zhao will be present on May the 12th?
Probably not, because he's quite busy. He's traveling through and fro between New York and China all the time. So I'm not sure of his schedule. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're just really curious because we know that he obviously has.
So Jim Rogers was there. I think everything should be much more better.
Jim Rogers. Okay. Well, yeah. We know to take everything with a grain of salt when it comes to the promotion of these. So I know he's been invited, but it would be really good to if he actually is officially in attendance, because we've heard that he's actually helping promote the event. Is that accurate, or?
He's one of the key invitees. So yeah.
Like a featured guest speaker. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. I know a few.
I mean, all these are handled by the WBF anyway, so yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Now, I think, Simon, maybe did you have any additional questions that you wanted to ask, or maybe there's some pressing questions in the chat that may have been overlooked, because it is hard to multitask during these Zooms.
I know. I've been try to make sure nobody make too much noise that want to call to go to our team. Everybody waiting to hear from you. So I just about contact. So can you be more that are you just employee for CloudToken, or you have partnership with CloudToken, Ronald?
You are breaking up. I heard something like, can you repeat?
Yes. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Now, yes.
I mean that are you partnership with CloudToken, or you just like they hire you as the CTO and then you? So that's because some people say, okay, because you in charge of everything, right? So most likely you can be the soul of CloudToken.
My company has been tasked by WBF to work with CloudToken to come up with the next generation wallet. And for us, a small company based in Singapore, we need to show of our skills and also of our platform. And this is one of the very good ways that we can actually show off what we can do with a small team. Okay, our team is not that large. It's only about 6-7 guys over here. So yeah, but don't be alarmed. Most of us work over 20 hours a day. So it's like 30 guys working, all right? So most of them have been with the company for almost 10 years, working a lot on mobile, deep tech in mobile, and also the blockchain part as well. So yeah, we were just trying to, we are working partner relationship with WBF on CloudToken project. But us and CloudToken itself, the team, there's not much relationship. Only they are willing to listen to our opinions. They are very willing to open up their plans, and we actually told them a lot of things that they should not be doing. Not like number one, don't follow how Plus is doing it. Let's do it the more transparent way. Just think of ourselves as users itself. What do we want to expect? What are the most basic things to expect? Like, for example, the private keys for your wallet. Okay, I think Swen is asking this, right? So yes, it will be out within today, tomorrow, or sometime this few days. It will be out in the next release. These are the most important things that needs to be out, especially the mnemonics for the accounts and things like that. So all this will be out hopefully by this week or so. Full transparency, everything should be in your own control.
Wow, that's awesome.
Public address for the reserve fund will also be ready. Actually, we have it. We will try to add it on into the app itself, whereby you can actually check it out as well.
Okay. That's huge. That is huge. And well, the last question will be the reserve fund. Who holding the private key?
The company holds it.
The company holds the private key. Okay.
Yes.
So the management team.
Yes, the operations side holds it.
Okay, that's perfect. And okay, so we heard that the management team is used to working for all the bank, so that's why they have the connection with the MasterCard. Is that true?
No, the connection is from us.
The connection is from you. Wow, so you have the connection with the banking.
Yeah,
awesome.
The core backend engineers are all from Hitachi High-Tech, so they are all working for banks. So if you look at if you know Malaysian banks like CIMB, Maybank, all this are done by our team members.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Today I guess we have a lot of good news. Thank you so much, Ronald. Anything else, Alvin?
I think we got it covered. Maybe do a quick scan on the chat there if there were any burning questions. I think a lot of them are tech support issues where they're asking for help, but I think
yeah, at the moment the system is still down for certain places. We don't know where. Maybe you can shout out to us where you are. Country would do. Then we will actually try to figure out on the router side what's wrong. Yeah.
So Canada is not working and US is not working for now. Ronald, if you can help us.
All right.
I think the other question that I saw there was about compliance. One member asked if there's anything that can get us kicked out of CloudToken, or you know, because we've seen some creative white papers out there. So obviously, obviously that's not enough to get people kicked out. So we're curious from a compliance perspective. We're trying our best to not hype this opportunity because we know we've seen the technology and we've seen the demos of what's possible, and we really don't feel that there's a need to really hype it. And our goal is to just let the technology speak for itself. But I guess, is there a compliance team in place to make sure we're doing things properly and that we're obviously remaining legal and compliant in every country that we expand into? Because obviously for us who are committed to this, we're not here for the short term. We're looking for a long-term project with CloudToken. So do you have any feedback on, you know, what we should be watching out for and being careful of, and whether or not there's a compliance officer, or if
the thing is, Cloud itself is a very young team, mostly from how to say burnt, or Asian leaders have been burned by the previous wallet schemes, right? And they actually garnered their strengths together to actually pull a huge fund, okay, to actually build the system, okay, and it's actually quite heartbreaking to see them lose so many times, okay, and I think Mr. Zhao met with them, sat down with them, and told them that, hey, why don't you work with these guys? All right. So we came in and we saw what the other wallets are, and we said that, wow, you mean people do believe in those wallets? So we started to tell them, why don't we build something real like this? Of course, building things which is real, it takes time to go on. Like, say, for example, you would send something on chain when Bitcoin is really, really busy. It takes some time. Well, you know, these Chinese guys would complain a lot and things like that. But slowly, through education, through their hard work, people understand now. You know, things that is very fast is centralized. We can do it as well, but we choose not to do it. It's because we want the asset to remain in the user's hands. So it's more a lot about education and things like that. And working with this team, which is very open to suggestions and is willing to drop the old methodologies of how the Chinese have been doing. It's really, really great.
Oh, wow. That's great. So basically, so can we say do you know who exactly all the owner name and all the management team name will become on the main event?
Well, yeah, you will see them on stage.
All right, that's what we want. Okay.
Is Satoshi Nakamoto one of them?
Well, I will know who Satoshi Nakamoto is.
Oh well, I can actually I can log in my wallet right now, so maybe you guys can try now. Look like your team is working on it. So my wallet can be logged in right now.
I guess one final question. We'll make it more of a fun question for you, Ronald. Mm-hmm. How would you, in terms of the cloud token price, what would you define as success in your mind? What price target?
Actually, it depends on the members itself. Yeah. It depends on you guys how high the price would be. Mm-hmm. As I say, if everybody were to cash out, then the price would not go very, very high. If everybody were to HODL and to use the CTOs instead of cashing out Ethereums, there will be more in the pool to actually start. To do trades for other investment vehicles to come in to actually make more CTOs for you guys.
Oh, wow.
So we're trying to actually build this way. Then it will go, really, really high. It's really up to you guys. It's not up to the company. It's not up to anything else. It's up to us as a pool, as every member in this particular project. That's how we design it to be. That's why I say we have this openness level whereby you are able to see the reserve, how much is in there, how much is the circulation. You will know all of this data.
Wow. Nothing can be better than this. No, thank you so much. Wow.
We are members. We are all
users. Yeah, guy, HODL, CTO, $200. Okay, so does that mean the reserve fund is also can be used again to trade more and then to make more money to increase the reserve fund, right? Or no?
Yes, correct.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, I guess HODL is CTO. Okay, 2019 HODL guys. HODL $1,200. Pay to HODL. Okay.
Pay to HODL.
Okay. All right. So it was awesome interview with Ronald Aai, and we really appreciate you, Ronald, that you really come out with the team, with your team, and try to, like you say, try to help the community to make money, because so many people got burned, exactly like you say, and so many fake wallets is all around the market that you see in them. And I believe like you want to be justice to our crypto friends, that we want to really support this blockchain technology to go for the future. So thank you so much. Yes, Alvin, you want to end up with a comment, and then thank you so much.
I just wanted to thank everyone who's still on this call. You know, we're almost 90 minutes in, and I know there's a lot of questions that we ran through in the chat. I'm sure there will be more questions. So if you could send them to me, we can make sure to send a follow-up and get the answers to some of those questions. But you know, I don't think anybody's dropped off out of the 100 or so that were on here, or maybe a few have. But I appreciate everybody's time, and just wanted to thank Ronald again for making time for us. And you know, this is we're truly blessed to be able to you know, speak with you directly. I don't know of many companies that would accommodate a group like ours, because you know, and the other programs that we've been in that came out of the Asia Pacific region, we were sort of we were like mushrooms. We were in the dark for the most part. And, you know, now we have a direct connection with the company, and at least on the tech side. And I've always told people that if you bet on the technology, you're halfway there. So thank you for your time, Ronald. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you at an event in the future, if not in Bangkok, but maybe another one down the road. But thank you from on behalf of everyone on this call.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, any problems, you guys just let me know. I'll see what we can do. Right?
Perfect.
Okay, cheers. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you next time. Thank you. Good night. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon. Bye now.
Good luck sleeping tonight, Simon.
Wow, I don't think I can sleep, man. Okay, I unmute everybody to say goodbye. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
To HODL.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Hold on.
Bye.
Oh,
Huddle.
everyone.
Thanks, guys.